I wonder if you can share with us a little more about mental health. I mean, you're going from a kind of very, March 2020, February 2020, very powerful stance. You've been through a huge transition. You've come to New York. I know what that's like. You've found success in New York. I know what that's like. 'Cause nothing feels quite like that. And you're really, in some ways, on top of the world. And then you slowly begin to experience extreme pain, lots of symptoms. Your mental health slips. You share with us, you end up feeling really quite suicidal, like stepping up in front of a bus, and you're in a place where there are buses. You're a few feet away from really a horrible outcome. Can you share with us some of how you get out of that? Because I think so many people who are struggling, not just with COVID, but also with chronic illness, hit these moments where I'm not really sure what the next step is. And because it's chronic, it's not like a lot of goals. Like, I'm going to be done with this. It'll be over. There's a finish line.
When I finally connected to the long hauler groups and the Zoom, that was a big relief because I knew that I wasn't making any of this up, that I was not alone. And I had been a member and still am a member of Al-Anon for over 30 years. So I understood the dynamic of group support. I understood the value of listening to other people and not telling them advice but just holding space for someone's emotions. And so that's what I started with, was that I just allowed myself to be vulnerable. I allowed all of the fear and the grief, the unending grief, to be held in that space. And I got a lot of love back from that. I got a lot of people saying that I was speaking what they couldn't say. And so that was incredibly helpful. I started journaling even more than I ever had before. I had to dismantle my entire spiritual belief system because the God or higher power that I had going into this experience is very different than, where I'm at now. I'm sort of deconstructing all of that.
Very different place than where you thought you would be when you maybe began to be worried and then had severe symptoms and then have been struggling with this, that there'd also be a type of spiritual transformation for you.
Definitely. I really had to look death in the face. I had a huge relapse this summer that was horrific with the chronic fatigue. And I didn't want to live at that point. And I just, for about 3.5 months, had to just be with that pain. And I was really vocal about that. And also being able to share that in the groups and being able to find a therapist that had gone through a chronic illness. It gave me space to talk about the things that most people don't want to talk about.
I wanted to know if there are any messages you have for individuals who are struggling with long haul COVID or struggling with some symptoms and confused about them. What would be some initial steps that you'd recommend?
What has helped me is to not put the pressure on myself and my nervous system and my body to hurry up and get well. That this is a journey of mind, body, and soul. There is a lot of value in that. There are jewels along the path. And in that lesson, I've been incredibly humbled. And it helps me on a day-to-day basis really appreciate, not that I didn't appreciate my health before, but I think I appreciate my grit, my strength, and my willingness to love and support myself despite all the obstacles that were being thrown at me.